Good morning, good day, good evening, good afternoon, whatever it is, wherever you're at, whenever you're watching this video. Hey, thanks for joining back in. I got another 10 roll hunt. I went to the bank today. Always like going after the holidays, hopefully get some good people turning in. But I got predominantly, actually 50-50 of bank wrapped and customer wrapped rolls. Something new. I do have some half dollars. These are circulated rolls, so this will be a fun check on that. I weighed them, nothing jumping out scary out of there. There are 10 rolls of halves. I got 10 rolls of circulated quarters, 8 rolls of circulated nickels, and 2 customer wrapped rolls. The dimes, and I did weigh each of these rolls, and they vary between 109 grams to 118 grams. So I'm sure I've got a couple rolls like this first one looks a little bit light or short, but then I got a couple rolls here who probably have an extra dime in there. So I'll be curious to see how those pan out. And my bank says it's funny who you talk to. The one says they're only allowing $5 for their customer or their business accounts, and that regular customers can only do $1 at a time. The teller knows me, so she was able to give me $5. They're all circulated. I have 2 bank wrapped rolls, 8 of circulated, which is going to be fun for these times of years because I'm curious to see who and how many people are turning in their pennies. So again, predominantly just looking for capper out of these, although I always pray for wheats and Indian heads out of the Lincoln cents or pennies. So there it is. That's our 10 roll challenge here. And I will start high, work my way low, and I'll bring you in for any finds along the way. All right, folks, 10 rolls of bank wrapped halves, and only thing I got are a couple 2024s, don't want to call them NIFCs. These are both Denver, and I am putting together 2 NIFC books, and I don't have the Denvers, so these are book fillers for me. At least I got something out of the deal. All right, going to get on to the quarters, and I'll bring you back in if there's any finds. All right, folks, here we are for the final, there we go, focus, quarters summary. Not too many finds as expected, but I mean, look at this. This is a bicentennial, and this is just in phenomenal condition. So I'm going, this might be a book upgrader for me. That's why I pulled it out. But it's still got a nice luster to it. So if not, that might be a flip-worthy coin. This is your 2024 Denver. Denver? Yeah, Denver. This is the Zitka Sala. Zitka Sa. This is dirty, but this is a book filler. This is the last 2024 that I needed for my collection, so that's definite book filler. For now I just got to focus on these 2025s. Of the other significant finds, we do have a 2009 Duke Ellington, also dirty. This is a Philadelphia. No doubling, no strike through on this one, but that's a 2009, hard to find quarter. This is a 2009 U.S. Virgin Islands. These are well circulated. That's also Philadelphia. And the final coin, Puerto Rico, 2009, and that is Denver. So 3 2009s, a book filler, and a possible upgrader. That's a good quarter hunt for what I've been experiencing this year for quarters. So getting started on the dimes, and I'll bring you back in for the summary for the dimes. Well, I actually have something for you for the dimes this time round. It's been a while since I've had any kind of finds in the dimes. They're both foreign, they're both Canadian, which is common. We have a 1979, great condition Canadian dime, and we have our 1987 Canadian dime as well. So 2 foreign finds in those dime rolls. Now to get on to my favorite coin, the nickels, and I'll bring you back in for any finds along the way. All right, folks, here we are with the summary for the nickels. No significant finds, that's why I didn't bring you in earlier for any of these. We did have 3 1970 San Francisco, so those will go to my San Francisco collection. This coin here, probably the most significant, it is a 1942. When you flipped it over, that is a Denver mint mark. So 1942D is just under 14 million minted. So it is a lower minted coin. So that was a good find there. We have a 1946 Philadelphia. It's common 46 there. And we had a 1949, and that is Denver. We always want the San Francisco, but yeah, that is just a Denver coin. So not too bad for the 40s. Of the 50s, we did have this 1953, and that is a Philly. We had two 1954s. Both of those are the Phillies. And we did have a 1954 Denver. So not too bad. Nothing to, what I would say, knock your socks off, but some good finds nonetheless. So now for the fun ones, again, just this is going to take forever. Unless I get significant finds, I won't bring you in for any of the Lincoln cents. I have all customer wrapper circulated rolls. I'm going to look for a lot of the varieties off camera, but I will bring you in if there are any finds. All right, folks, here we have our first wheat. Take a look at that reverse end. I'm going to show you something else here as well, but that is definitely a wheat cent. And 1956 Denver, common year. But that is a wheatie nonetheless. Not an upgrade or anything. But take a look at these rolls I'm getting. 10 rolls, 8 of which were customer wrapped. And all the customer wraps look like this. They are full, not only of copper, and I've sorted through this one, but look at the condition of some of these. Here's 1981. Look at that condition and the details, the shine. I'm going to pull this out here. Take a look at this one. 1974 Denver. Look at that. Flip that over. Beautiful coin there. Take a look at this one here. We have 1967. I mean, just look at the cartwheeling, look at the condition, the details that are still in here. I'm getting a lot of these AU coins. 1966. Just absolutely brilliant. Beautiful coins on here. And that's what these rolls are going to be like. So I've noticed this in, I think, my last 10 that I got from my banks. They're dealing with just customer, what they come in. They're not ordering any new Lincoln cents, so it's all coming from customers. Thinking a lot of people are just turning them in because of the penny panic, and I'm getting a lot of copper. So I'm going to finish this up, sort this out, and I will bring you in for the summaries. All right, folks, here we are with our summaries of the pennies. Where did my notes go? Here we go. So 1959s over here. We did have 7 of those. We had 145 1960s, and I did separate because I'm going to probably flip these up. Take a look at these stunners that were coming out of there. These are all 1960, and there were some decent ones, more like this, that were getting a little bit of wear and tear in there, but we're getting some stunners out of this collection. In the 1970s here, we had 199. And the same thing here. Let me just grab one of these. And, as I drop some, look at those edges on there. Look at the condition of some of these. I mean, just absolute beauties. All 1970s. And one of these I'm really excited for is there's a good one in here I got set aside somewhere. It's a 1973 with the rotated die that is in this brilliant condition. So just really excited, happy with these finds of our 1980s. We had what, 22 of the 80s. Again, some stunning ones up front I kept separated so I can get them flipped up. But of our, knock over the camera here, of our significant finds, we did have 3 foreigns. We had a 1966, 1968, and a 1995 Canadian. I did pull out these 2. I don't know what I'm going to do with these. This is a 2024 Denver and a 2025. I know this, especially those 2025s right now in the news are getting a lot of headway, so I might just flip that up. Of the other finds, we have 2 from 2009. We have his formative years. This is just dirty and beat up. Same thing here with his professional life, 2009, all pitted. I'm probably going to throw those back in circulation for somebody else to find. And we did have that one wheat cent, that one 1956 Denver. And that's all she wrote. So, clean this back up, but thank you guys for watching. If you guys made it to the end here, thanks for sticking through and watching all the way through. Remember to hit that subscribe button, click that like, give me those thumbs up, work that YouTube algorithm. And until the next time, folks, have yourselves a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day and happy hunting.